Hi, this is Matt once again. We're back to another video, and this is a paid request from a very nice guy called Eccentric Views, and he wanted me to take a look at his cut of Rocky 4 called The Complete Cut. And for those who do want to watch it, I will put the link down below to his video, and then under his video there's a link to if you want to download it for free, you can. So feel free to do so if you wish to. For those interested, requesting any type of videos, whether it be a topic, a review, a re-review, tier list, ranking, random thoughts, dreams, commentaries, video game playthroughs for an hour, a full playthrough, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it. I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And for those who sent them, thank you. I do appreciate it. Now, I don't know if I should go through Rocky 4 and my thoughts on it, but why not? I love talking about Rocky 4. I have to talk about Rocky 4 every week. I love the film. It's my favorite Rocky film. I guess in all honesty, it's my favorite sports film. It's a film I watched the most when I was a kid of the Rocky franchise. I love the montages. I love the soundtrack. It's my favorite soundtrack of all time. I love it's like 80-some minutes. It goes by a fast pace. Yes, it's a lengthy music video, but I love every minute of it. I think it worked well for its time. It has a certain energy to it. The cast, Dolph Lundgren, intimidating foe as Ivan Drago. Nice to see Carl Weathers there as Apollo Creed. Such that he got killed. Part of me wishes they didn't kill him off, if they just did something else with him and he was hurt in some other way, but it still works for the story. Vince DiCola's score, I think, is wonderful. Adrian, the character, Talia Shire, doesn't have a whole lot to do in the film, but she does what's there for her. Burt Young is always fun as Paulie. Well, he's not as fun in the first movie, but in the sequel, especially this one, I even love the robot, the Happy Birthday Paulie. As unique and weird as that is, I like it. Because, it's a rich person bought something crazy, which they tend to do because they're rich. If the worst thing someone could buy if you're rich is that, there's a lot of people that buy a lot of worse shit. So I love Rocky 4. Now, this cut, there's more basing it on the director's cut that Sylvester Stallone did, which I was not the biggest fan of that cut. This one, the way it's described, it's more color corrected. There's more noise reduction. And there's a few things here and there added in. I would say, quick thoughts at the end of the day, I honestly just prefer the theatrical cut of the film. I do. All I really need is the theatrical cut and put in Sweetest Victory. Which I do like that he put in Sweetest Victory at the end, like it was supposed to. Because I love that song, and it's on the soundtrack, but it's never in the movie. Because I think it was meant for the end. Sweetest Victory. Then you get to the credits, and then it'll change to Hearts on Fire. Which Hearts on Fire are great. I love Hearts on Fire. But it would be great to see Sweetest Victory. So it's nice, and it's the right version. It's not the stupid fucking redo version that's in the director's cut. It's the version from the soundtrack that me and other people listen to. So that was cool to see. Cool to hear, I should say. Really my issues is more with like what was in the director's cut and other stuff. Like the Rocky 4 title is done like the first three, where it's scrolling from right to left. I understand that's more in line with the first three, but I love the way Rocky 4 starts. With the boxing gloves, and the boxing glove of Russia and America, and I love that. I think that works quite well for that film. Sadly, that's not in this cut. There's a lot more clips of Rocky 3, which I think in the theatrical cut, they had enough of Rocky 3. You have the last bit of the fight. You have was it Eye of the Tiger? You had Rocky and Apollo Creed ready to fight, and then go on from there. I don't think you needed to add more for Rocky 3, because then it takes like 10 minutes before Rocky 4 starts. I think that's a bit lengthy to get to the actual film. It's 10 minutes of flashbacks. That's just me, though. Because he adds in like the Rocky throwing the helmet to the statue. Apollo Creed telling him about the Eye of the Tiger. I like that Eye of the Tiger's playing during that scene. And then you get to the final fight. But it feels like it just takes a bit too long for the movie to get started. I just like the simplified theatrical version better, and the gloves coming together. I like that. Also, most of Vince DiCola's score is not in this, except for the final fight. The final fight is Vince DiCola's music, but the rest of it is more Bill Conti. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Bill Conti. His score for Rocky, Rocky 2, Rocky 3 is great. I much prefer Vince DiCola's score all the way through in this, from beginning to end. I think the score just works in tandem better. It makes it his own unique thing. And it's an excellent score. If it was a bad score, okay. Okay, if someone took RoboCop 2, right, and restore that with the music from RoboCop 1, or even 3, that would be interesting. Because RoboCop 2 music is there, but the music in the first and third one are better. That's the only thing better in RoboCop 3. But if someone took RoboCop, I'm going to take RoboCop 2, I'm going to restore the whole movie, and it makes it work, that I would see. Here, it's like a problem being fixed, but there was no problem. Like, you fixed something that's not broken. And I think that might have been the director's cut, so it's here. I think I could be wrong on that. There's stuff in here that I did not like in the director's cut, where when Apollo Creed dies, in the theatrical cut, there's the stare-off, where Rocky's looking at Drago, and Drago's looking at Rocky, and they're going back and forth, and it like freezes on Drago with this intimidating, scary face, and then it leads into the funeral scene. I like that stare-off. I don't know why Stallone took it out in that director's cut, but it's in here, so I'm not big on that. Also, before the fight with Apollo Creed, when they're at the press conference, in the theatrical, there's a bit where Dolph tears the thing down, and it freeze frames on Dolph. And you see just how serious and dangerous he is. Then it fades. Here, it's the way it was in the director's cut, where tears it, boom, now we're off to the next scene. I never liked that transition. I always thought it looked messy. Because it's like, boom, boom. It's like, wait, what happened? If you had never seen the film before, you'd be like, what the fuck just happened? It was a messy edit. I don't know why Stallone did it in the director's cut. So I don't like that it's here. So, again, and they do have the scene with that was in the director's cut, the Russian propaganda where Apollo Creed's talking about politics. I never cared if that scene was added in. I think it was cut out for a reason. I think we got enough of Apollo Creed and Rocky talking. It does add the scene back in with Adrian and Rocky talking in the kitchen. Nice little scene, a little bit more Talia Shire. Don't mind that. It does add the scene with the boxing commission, which, I mean, was in the director's cut. Yeah, it was interesting to see that bit because it was in the trailer, but honestly, I could see why they cut it out. You didn't really need it. It was a someone says Bots Commission didn't say shit. That's all we needed. I could see why it was cut out in the first place. It's not like people, oh, I can't wait to revisit that boxing commission scene. No, not really. Now, I do like that Vince DiCola's music is in the last fight. I do like that when Apollo fights Creed, he left in that Apollo has a bit more to fight, a little bit more fighting back against Ivan Drago, which was in director's cut, and he left that in. I liked that. I don't know if this was in the director's cut. Eccentric Views might have added this, where before he fights Ivan Drago, he's praying, and there's a black and white flashback with Apollo. I thought that was interesting. It was an interesting choice. I do like that the end has Sweetest Victory and the right version from, I think Eccentric Views added that. But on the flip side, it also just reminds me of how much I dislike the ending of the director's cut. The way the theatrical cut ends, where you get quick shots of the crowd cheering, the kid at home cheering his dad on, the guy translating for Rocky, he's hugging people, yeah, freeze frame Rocky's face, oh, it's, or to be sweet as it's like, yeah, sweet as victory. Like, it could be that. Instead, it's the way the director's cut where it's more people talking, it's more people. Like, we had enough of the cheering. Like, we don't need to see more of the audience reaction. And Rocky going in and touching those reviving Drago, I was never big on that. And then them getting out of the rain and slowly down the rain and going down the steps and going to the back and freeze framing Rocky's back when they're halfway down the aisle. There's a reason why Rocky 1 ended it that way. Ended with freeze frame. There's a reason why Rocky 2 ended that way. Cheering, Mickey, freeze frame. The reason why Rocky 4 ended that way. Because you have the crescendo, and when you go past that point, it dwindles and dwindles and dwindles. The emotions, like, you want people to end like, yeah, not, yeah, okay, now going back, okay, yeah. There's a reason why Rocky 1, 2, and 4 ended it that way. 3, I can understand because they wanted to add the Apollo Creed and Rocky thing, which was fine. Worked for that movie. Here, really all this did was remind me of the stuff I didn't like about the director's cut. But, if you do like the director's cut of Rocky 4, if you do like it, and you want to see it more color corrected, noise reduction, adding Sweetest Victory at the end, the right one, you can feel free to check this out. Or hell, if you've never seen the director's cut, this is more in that realm. So I don't really know what's complete about the cut because there's still stuff missing. Again, like the stare off, and so I don't know what it means by the complete cut. I'm not 100% sure on that. But, I guess you could always ask him. Again, link for his channel's down below. It was cool to watch this. Just again, I love fan cuts. I love fan edits. I've tried to do some myself. I'm not that great at it, but I love doing it. I did one on Detox. More so using the work print footage, but adding a few things of my own in it. Hard target. I love doing that stuff. So I love when other people do it. I love seeing them. Love witnessing what they do and what they change. what they keep. It's always interesting to see. It's always fascinating. I love that type of stuff. I'm always rooting for people to do that type of stuff, and I hope people do continue to do that stuff because I love watching them, love seeing them, and it's never a bad thing to revisit Rocky 4. It's always a pleasure, so it was still cool to see. But again, not my preferred version. Not my preferred version. To me, Rocky 4 is one of those movies that, I did, other than adding to his victory in the soundtrack in the movie, I don't think you really needed anything else added to it. Don't fix what's not broken, But, I'm fine with fans doing it because it's for fun. But like Stallone, some of his choices, I'm like, really? And then Ivan Drago was talking more, which you have a little bit of that. It's like, no, I never really care for that, man. Ivan Drago talked less, not more. Less is more. But anyway. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care. And we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.